Rodney probably will not be speaking much during this part.
All right, Royal Rumble last night, and I'm going to tell you, from top to bottom, I give this show an A plus, and that doesn't happen very often for me when it concerns WWE. At least the main product, as they like to call it. I'm a huge NXT fan, but anyway, I'll run down a few key points here. Edge won the men's Royal Rumble. He was the number one entrant and the last standing. And he was really, really fantastic during this whole process last night. Bianca Belair won the women's. And again, man, this was a great match. I don't care what anybody says. Nobody touches WWE's women as far as the performance in the ring now. These ladies are fantastic. Pre-show, Asuka and Charlotte lost their titles to Baszler and Nia Jax. With the involvement of Ric Flair causing his daughter to lose the title, which was pretty good. That was pre-show. Then we opened up with Drew versus Goldberg. Drew McIntyre, the champion, defending against Goldberg. And I thought this was a very well-paced match. 5 minutes. They hit on all of Goldberg's strengths. They made him look like the Goldberg of old as much as you can when you're 50 years old. He looked fantastic. And they did, I thought they hit everything right. Everything in this match, they did the right way. And then Drew beat him. 1, 2, 3, right in the middle of the ring. Goldberg raised his hand, shook his hand, and basically passed the torch, told him he deserved the win. And I thought that was very classy. Sasha Banks retained against Carmella, which was a good match. One scary spot, they did a dive. I hate dives, but they did a dive, and Carmella hit face first on the floor. And regardless of what we all want to think about how tough this generation is, Carmella got up, shook it off, and went on to have a heck of a match. And I know a lot of people that would have just called it quits, but boy, she was something. Special appearances in the Women's Royal Rumble where some of the older stars that came back, Jillian Hall, who looked fantastic, did some great stuff in there. Tori Wilson, oh man, what a beautiful woman that is. And she was probably better in the Rumble last night than she was her entire run beforehand. I don't know if somebody was talking about you get better with a wine gets better with age. Well, Tori Wilson sure did last night. Mickie James was in there. Alicia Fox was in there. Did some really funny comedy stuff with 24/7 title being injected into it for a short period. And Rhea Ripley was a real standout in this match. Then we go to Roman Reigns against Kevin Owens, and the last man standing match was really good. A lot of over the top stuff, but still, it is WWE. But it was a good match. The only problem was the end of the match, Roman Reigns was handcuffed to some stage lighting, and he was supposed to get uncuffed by Paul Heyman in time to stand up before the 10 count. And they had to stop the 10 count because Paul couldn't get the handcuffs on. So, other than that, it was good. Right?
Hey, Brett, does that not does that give you a flashback to anything?
A lot of things.
Wait till you get to the 3, right to the 3 count, and then you ring the bell at 2.
Yeah. All right, and then the men's Royal Rumble, Edge and Orton started it off hot and heavy. It was great. They picked up that intensity that they left off with, and they did this great little angle not too far into the start of it where Orton gets hurt. Edge is beating him so bad that he supposedly blows a knee out, and so they take him off. Now he's not eliminated; they're just fighting on the outside. But they take him back to the trainer's room to see about him. And then the match progresses. We had appearances by Carlito, who at 41 years old was in fantastic shape for any age. And my understanding is that they're going to offer him a producer position, which will lead to him making some appearances in the ring too, since he's there. Hurricane Helms came out. He didn't last long. Did some good stuff. It was funny and appropriate for his character. Christian was fantastic during this, and I really didn't expect him to stay in as long as he did, but he was in pretty close to the end of it, and did great, and it looked great. The reunion between him and Edge was very heartfelt. It was nice. Damian Priest, Christian, and Edge were all spectacular in this match. I thought it was a great debut for Damian Priest on what they call the main brand, although he's been doing great stuff at NXT for a while. Now, from the Royal Rumble, the big news today came, even after promoting that John Cena was going to make WrestleMania this year, news came out today that he is filming in Canada for a new TV series called The Peacemaker, which is, I think, a DC comic character. And he is not going to be able to make WrestleMania. And this will be the first WrestleMania since he debuted that he's missed. Although if you go back and look at last year's match with The Fiend, he technically wasn't there at that one either. So, Les Thatcher, our friend Les Thatcher, is doing really good. He's limiting himself a little bit, but he is going back to work, going back to training. For those who don't know him and Tom Pritchard, he helps Tom with the training school up there in Knoxville that is owned by Tom and this guy named Kane, who was also in the Royal Rumble last night, by the way. But he's doing a lot better, so we're glad to hear that. Dustin Diamond, who was Screech in Saved by the Bell, passed away today, and he had a lot of connections with professional wrestling. He did a lot of stuff with TNA back in the day when they were filming in Nashville. He was on the Hulk Hogan celebrity wrestling deal. Hate to hear about that. 44 years old, less than a month after they discovered he had cancer, he passed away. So, prayers and our best wishes go to his family. And again, one last time, we'll touch on that customer appreciation sale, ProWrestlingTees.com. 20% off Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday from 1 p.m. on Tuesday to 1 p.m. on Thursday. The code is thank you, one word, to get that 20% off. Go buy a shirt.
Before we leave this video, we've got to look at Carlito and the shape this man was in. This man, he's been working out. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
And I believe he will do good for him. And maybe this is his time to shine. Because
they brought MVP back. I think it was last year. And he was only supposed to do the Royal Rumble. But he looked so good, that Vince brought him to TV the next night and did a little something with it. And then offered him the producer position. And then now he's wound up being basically the mouthpiece for the Hurt business. Carlito, as good as he, used to be, I'm sure he's even better now. So hopefully there'll be big things ahead for him too.
All right, folks, if you enjoyed this video, give us the big thumbs up and subscribe to the page if you haven't already, and go one step further, hit that notification bell. And we'll be back with more videos right here on Pro Wrestling Inside and Out.